Hello, Super Paco again. How is everything going, my friend? Everything good? Yes. Did you understand everything? Are you doing all the exercises, all the homework? Remember, my friend, remember that anything that you want to ask me, preguntarme, anything that you want to ask, you can write on the comment on Classroom or you can text me on WhatsApp. Okay? Anything that you need. Okay, so let's go for lesson 3. Today we have our lesson number 3. Okay, so let's go, my friend. Let's see. I'm going to share with you the screen so I can show you something. Perfect. Okay, now you can see classroom. This is your classroom, and this is what you are going to see when you open a classroom next Thursday. Remember, our lessons are on Thursday. Sometimes, a veces, sometimes I'm going to upload the lesson before. It's okay. If I can, I do it before, but normally on Thursday is our lessons day. Okay, so let's go. Look, for you, we have here today. Second, perfect. Okay, so for you, we have lesson 3. We see grammar. Today we are going to see comparatives and superlatives. I also speak about the structure as. We are going to see it now, don't worry. And we're going to watch a video. We're going to see a video. This is this video, okay? The link to this video. And then we are going to see real conversations. Real conversations. I think it's in Disney videos. And remember, Disney videos in which they are going to use comparatives and superlatives. Okay. Look, then some practice. So you have some exercises here to practice. The second one here is a PDF. So then you can find the answers here, the answers to the last activity. Okay, you find the answers here. Then more exercises, a short game, is a little game for you to practice. Then practice also as and not as us. Don't worry, we are going to explain it now. Don't worry now. We're going to explain it. And then some extra activities, like every day we have some listening, we have some reading, and in the listening, you can listen some short audio, and then you can answer some questions. Okay? And then to finish, like usually, we have vocabulary, 5 new words today, 5 new words that we are going to see, and then the game. Okay? Like normally, word wall, our game about vocabulary. Okay? So let's go, Super Paco. Let's go. I'm going to stop sharing with you, and I'm going to show you here our little whiteboard, pizarra. 3, 2, 1, magic. And here we go, okay? Here you have our whiteboard. This is our lesson today. So we're going to speak about comparatives. Comparatives, to compare, comparar, superlatives, to say which one is the biggest, the longest, whatever. As, this is another comparative. Don't worry because we are going to see it today. And then I'm going to show you something new. This is a very good dictionary that I use with my students. So please, please, please don't use Google Translator because it's a shit, it's very bad. Okay, Google Translator is horrible, it's very bad. So please use word reference. That is what I use with my students, and later I'm going to explain you why it's very good. I'm going to explain why this dictionary is very good. Okay, so let's go down, my friend. Comparatives. We use comparatives to compare. Very simple. The dog is bigger than the cat. The cat is smaller than the dog. Okay, very simple. We normally add ER. ER is the general rule. And sometimes we have to doblar one letter. So the original verb here is big, right? And as you can see, in bigger, we double the G. Okay, bigger than. This is very, very important. We have to double the, sorry, we have to double the G and we have to write than, than, más grande que, bigger than. If we don't write than, this is not correct. Okay, if we don't write than, the sentence is not correct. Bigger than, más grande que. And the superlatives, which we use the following way, en la forma siguiente, the following way. Remember always that you can activate subtitles, okay, subtítulos, and that you can stop the video and watch it again when you want, okay? Look, superlatives, the elephant is the biggest, for example, the biggest animal in the jungle, for example, the elephant is the biggest animal in the jungle, okay, in a correct sentence. Again, look, big, 1G, biggest, double G, okay? You know we have to add E-S-T, E-S-T, E-S-T. We have to add this. This is of some animals, some people, some mountains. This is the highest one, the biggest one, the tallest one, okay? Biggest. This is the general rule. And what happens when we have a long adjective? We're going to see everything now in the book, don't worry. But for example, we have expensive. Expensive is a long adjective. So shall I write expensiver than or the expensivest? No, this is not correct. So how do we write it? We say more expensive than, remember, this is very important, more expensive than, or if we want to use the superlative, the most expensive, okay? Why is this? Sorry, it moved. Why is this? Because when the adjective, this is normally for adjectives. We use it for comparative and superlative adjectives. This is because this is a long adjective. Big is a small adjective. Expensive, let's separate it. Expensive is a long adjective. So when we have a long adjective, we add the most or superlative and more expensive than for the comparative. Okay? We are going to see it in the book. I'm going to share the book with you. Okay, here we have the book. And look, super Paco. Here we have adjective, big, great, safe, easy, important, good, bad, far. Okay? Different adjectives here. Look, these are one-syllable adjectives, two-syllable adjectives, other two-syllable and longer adjectives, and irregular adjectives. Something important here. Look, this is a little bit strange. It's okay. Don't worry, we are going to do it here. Look, adjective comparative. So the comparative way, we saw the example, big, bigger. Remember, double G, bigger than, always bigger than, and superlative, the biggest. Okay, big, bigger than, always, and the biggest. Okay? So this is with one syllable adjectives. One syllable adjectives. We use big, bigger, the biggest, great, greater. And here, the greatest. Very good. The greatest. Okay? And look, safe, the safest. What do you think goes here? What do you think goes here? You can remember, you can pause the video, you can think or say, and then I tell you the answer. Okay, safe, safer, the safest. Look, it's a little bit different here. Let's see 1 second like this. So I can write the answer here. Okay, look, we said big, bigger, biggest, great, greater, the greatest. Yes, and here safe, safer, safer, the safest. Look, there is something a little bit different here. When this adjective, one syllable adjective, ends, when it ends in E, yes, when the end, the last letter, la última letra, the last letter is E, we only add R. Okay, safe, safer. We only add R. And ST, we only add R and ST. So safe, safer, the safest. So we are understanding now the general rules. If it ends in G, okay, double the G, big, bigger, the biggest. This is general rule, and then safe, safer. So only we add one R, the safest. Okay, this is one syllable adjectives. Look, what happens with two syllable adjectives with Y? Two syllable adjectives that end in letter Y. This is letter Y. If I say Y is Y, and also YY, del Paraguay. Okay? So, very bad. Y, this is letter Y, Y. So, easy, the easiest. Look, we have a little clue, una pequeña pista, a little clue here. Easy, ending in Y. The easiest, look, I-E-S-T, I-E-S-T. So what do you think goes here? Very good. Easier. Look, easier. So I-E-R, easier. Okay, very good. Okay, let's go with something a little bit more difficult. One other, sorry, other two-syllable and longer adjectives. Other two-syllable and longer adjectives. Important is like our example, expensive. Do you remember? Expensive, more expensive, the most expensive. Very good. Look, important, more important, the most important. Okay, the most important. Perfect, very good. And look, with irregular adjectives, now this gets a little bit complicated. Okay, it's a little bit more difficult, but don't worry. Look, for some adjectives, this rule is not valid. Okay, because they are irregular. It's like, do you remember the list of the irregular verbs? You remember we saw the other day the list of the irregular verbs? Yes. So these are irregular adjectives. What is an irregular adjective? Look, it's an adjective that this is the normal adjective, good, bad, or far, but when we want to use it in a comparative way, if we want to use it in a comparative or superlative way, it doesn't follow the rule. No sigue la regla. It doesn't follow the rule. Okay, it's different. For example, good, the best. Look, what about if I tell you that this brush, this is a paintbrush, this brush is then this one is good, but this one is more good. It's not correct, more good. But let's see how we say. We say is better. This brush is better than this brush. Okay? This brush is better than this one. Look, better. Probably you know this, but it's important that we see. Okay? This brush is important than the other one. And this brush is the best, la mejor. Okay? The best. Look, better, the best. How do we know the irregular adjectives? This time you are going to search in the internet irregular adjectives. You have the list and you can practice the exercises with the list because this is like irregular verbs. It's a list and you have to know it. Okay? But Paco, one little help, one little advice, consejo, one little advice. Better than studying, because studying is very boring. In English, you don't have to study. Okay? Instead of studying, en vez de estudiar, instead of studying, you have your list. My advice, mi consejo, is that you print it. Lo imprimes, you print it, and you practice and practice and practice. The exercises that I give you and more if you want. I give you a lot of exercises, but if you want more, you can look for more in the internet, okay? And with your list, you are going to practice, look, I do it, look in your list, I do it, and at some moment, you take your list out because you know it. This is better than studying. Begin, began, begun. Good, better, the best, bad, worse. Okay, this is very boring. So this is the best way. It's my advice, mi consejo. And it's my advice to my students. Now I have 80 students. I have 80, 80, 8, 0, 80 students I have now. And all of them practice like this. Look, bad, worse, and here, let's see if you know. Bad, worse. And if you don't know, stop the video here. Check in a regular adjective list and find the answer. Okay? I pause. So bad, worst, sorry, worse, the worst. Very good. The worst. Okay, the worst. El peor. Malo, peor, worse than. Remember, always. The comparative, always. Better than, worse than, farther than. Okay? And the worst. And the last example, far, farther, the farthest. Lejos, farther than, más lejos que. And the farthest, el que está más lejos. Okay? El que está más lejos. Second. Okay, good now. Perfect. Now we are back. Perfect. Sorry. Okay. So far, farther, the farthest, el que más lejos. Do you know something interesting? You know something interesting? Look, what is, I'm going to share with you the whiteboard again. What's the name, Paco, of the highest mountain in the world? What's the name of the highest mountain in the world? You know? Of course you know. Everyone knows, right? It's Mount Everest. Okay? Everest. But do you know why this mountain has this name? Because there was a person called Everest That was the surname, apellido, Everest. And this was in the first group of people who climbed to the peak. Okay? Everest. Do you know something interesting? Est el que más, the tallest, the biggest. And ever means para siempre. Para siempre, el más alto. That's something very nice. Everest. Okay? Para siempre, el más alto. Everest. I don't know. I thought it, I don't know why it's like this, but it's the surname, apellido, the surname of one person. Okay? So look, you have your exercises. You can practice. Now let's see if I can show you one. Okay? Let's remember, always, than goes after comparative adjectives, bigger than, more exciting than, remember, long adjectives, 2 syllables and more exciting than, and the goes before, antes, before superlative adjectives. The greatest change, okay? The greatest change. This is very important. Okay, so let's do something. Look, I'm going to show you this exercise to practice a little bit, and then I show you the answers. Okay, so have a look here. You can pause the video here. 1 second, I'm going to show, oh, 1 second, because I didn't show you this. Give me a moment. Okay. So sorry, because I wasn't sharing the book. Now you can see the book. Look, we use than after comparative adjectives, more exciting than. We use the before superlative adjectives, the greatest change. Okay, this is was I was saying, what I was saying. Sorry, this technology is the greatest change. Okay, and look now. Here you have one exercise. So you can pause the video here, answer to this exercise, and then I show you the answers. Okay, so I think you have time. And now I'm going to show you. Look, woman in the world lived until she was 122. 122 is very old, so probably is the oldest. Very good. The oldest woman in the world. Okay, the oldest woman in the world. Very good. Let's see number 2. The university with number of students over 4 million is Delhi in India. Look, one little hint, una pista. When we mention only one, for example, the biggest city in Spain is Madrid. Okay, the biggest. We only mention one. Solo mencionamos una. We only mention one. But if we mention two, this hand is better than this one. We mentioned two, this hand and the other one. We are comparing, okay? The university with large number of students, over 4 million, is in Delhi, India. Okay, we mentioned only one. So it's the superlative. The university with the largest. Look, the largest, okay? So I'm going to show you the other answers. And there you are. Happier than, the happiest, the best, more expensive than. Remember, this is a long adjective. The youngest, and cheaper than. Okay? Perfect. So now you can go to your classroom, practice a little bit, pause the video here, because we are going to continue and we are going to see now the structure as, and not as. Okay? So you can, remember, you can pause the video here because we are going to continue with the video, but now you can practice on the first link where you have practice, comparative, and superlative. There you can practice, okay? And then you continue with the video and you watch it at this point. Okay, perfect. How are the exercises? Good? Too difficult? No. You are very good, I'm sure, Super Paco. So look, now, Paco, we are going to continue with not as and as. I'm going to share with you my whiteboard, pizarra. Sorry, because sometimes I have opened a lot of things and it's a little bit difficult. Okay? 3, 2, 1, ready, go. Here we have our whiteboard again. Look, we spoke about Everest, we spoke about comparatives and superlatives. And next thing that we are going to see today, this structure. Okay? As, I'm going to write it like this better. Let's show it like this. And not, you're going to see it more clear like this. Not as. Okay? Put it like this, and you understand better. Okay, Super Paco. So look, as. You are as tall as me. Or you, right? You are not as tall as me. Okay? We are comparing. We are comparing. But in this case, we are saying that something is the same or is not the same. Okay? We say if something is the same or is not the same. This, let's continue with the brushes. Here I have a few brushes for painting. Okay? So I'm going to close this. Okay? I have a few brushes for painting here. And let's see. Let's compare them. Okay. Okay. Look. These ones, these two. Okay. Perfect. Look, these two are the same. Yes? This brush is as long as this one. This brush is as long as this one. Es tan larga como. This brush is as long as this one. Do you see? You get the, yes? This brush is as long as this one. The red one is as long as the yellow one, or is as thin, tan fina como, as thin as the yellow one. But look, let's compare it. Look, this brush, see if you can see, this brush is longer, okay? So this brush is not as long as this one. No es tan larga como. It's not as long as this one. This one is longer than this one. Okay? This brush is not as long as this one, as you can see. Yeah? Or for example, thick, grueso, thick. Can you see them? Thick, grueso, thick. This brush is not as thick, no tan gruesa, is not as thick as this brush. This brush is not as thick as this one. Okay? Do you get the idea with our brushes today? So this is to compare, but this is to compare to say this is the same as this, and this is not the same as this. You see, this is a very easy example. Okay? I'm sure you understand with this. Okay, so give me a second. Let's come back to the book. So not as. Look, teenagers aren't as healthy as they were in the past. No están tan sanos como estaban en el pasado. They are not as healthy as they were in the past. So we use not as to say that people or things are not the same. Okay? Not as healthy. No tan como. Okay? So give me a second. And I'm going to go back to the book. Second, so we see more examples. Okay, here. Just a second. Okay, so I'm going to share with you again my screen. And let's see. Look, compare the people and things with not as us. So they are different. Remember, they are different, not at us, as us. Okay, use the adjective in the box for your own ideas. Let's see if you know comfortable, cómodo, comfortable, hard, duro, hard, old, viejo, old, serious, serio, and untidy. Untidy, desordenado. Okay? A synonym of untidy is messy. Good news here. Our brushes for our lesson. Untidy is the same as messy. Messy, the name of the football player, is desordenado or desastre. Okay? Okay, so look, English and maths. English isn't as hard as maths. Children aren't as serious as adults. Children aren't as serious as adults. You are older, sorry, you are not as old as your best friend, for example. You are not as old as your best friends, okay? And you can think more examples with the other ones, right? Here we have a little mistake exercises. This is very nice because we have to find the mistake. Mistake, error, very good, error, okay? They live in a house bigger than us. Hmm? Look, they live in a house. Remember the example to compare? Mm, they live in a bigger house than us. Okay? Bigger house. The adjective goes before the noun. Okay? Bigger house than us. My mom is more relaxed than my dad. My mom is more relaxed than my dad. What is the mistake here? What do you think? My mom is more relaxed than my dad. Okay, I'm going to show you the answers. Okay. Oh, sorry. I was saying, I was saying, well, dad. Okay, do you see the mistake? My mom, because I said it very fast and I said dad. Dan, sorry. My mom is more relaxed than my dad. You see? So I show you the answers. Okay, you can pause the video and look. Bigger house than, most, quieter, happiest, and tall. Okay, so you can see remember you can pause the video and you can see the answers again. Okay, all right, my friend. So I'm going to show you a little picture as an example. Remember, this is our lesson. And let's see what I have. Okay, this is just one visual example so you understand better. Look, adjective, this person is old. This person is older. And this person is the oldest. Let's see with the other example. Here we have. Let's pay attention to this. Jane is as tall as John. Look, they are the same. Jane is as tall as John. But look at Sarah. She's taller, right? They are not the same. So Jane is not as tall as Sarah. Jane is not as tall as Sarah. Okay, here we see how to compare using not as, or in this case, as. Remember, to compare, to say that they are the same or they are not the same. Okay, my friend? Yes. So before we go, something important, I don't forget, something important. I'm going to show you my little tip to find words. Look, I'm going to show you first where you can put it. Imagine that this is your computer, okay? This is your computer and you have different things here. So look, you can add here direct access, acceso directo, and you can add this word reference. Let's open it here. Word reference, okay? I click here and I choose, second, and I choose Español Inglés, which is English Spanish, or I change it. You click here in the little arrow and you change it, okay? So let's see. Imagine that you don't know one word, okay? You don't know one word. So we write it here. For example, one word from the lesson today, you're going to find untidy, okay? Untidy, perfect. Let's choose untidy. Okay, we write untidy here. Remember, word reference is as simple as wordreference.com. Yes, okay? Wordreference.com, and remember, choose here, Español Inglés, okay? Untidy, okay. When I write untidy, this is going to appear here, untidy. English, this is English, okay? English. So I click the magnifying glass, lupa, magnifying glass, and look, oh, I can first listen to the word. Okay, look, but we can do it with UK accent. Okay, that's better now. Okay, so we can hear it with a British accent. This is better for you to learn British accent. And look, we can even change some patterns, whatever. Look, important thing, we can listen to the pronunciation, okay? And we have the meaning, very important. So we go down, and here, English, untidy. Spanish, descuidado, desarreglado, desordenado. All these are possible meanings. The meaning that we use the most is desordenado. Normally, the meaning of, let's zoom in a little bit more so you can see it better. Normally, the meaning of untidy is desordenado. But pay attention to something. Untidy, adjective, describes a noun, blah, blah, blah. It tells you the kind of word, el tipo de palabra, kind of word. Okay, it's an adjective. And then this is the most important part for you to understand the meaning of a word, para entender el significado, the meaning of one word is one example. His place has been untidy since his wife left. Su casa está desordenada, or ha estado desordenada, it's a better translation, desde que su esposa se fue. Okay? Look, this one, descuidado, desaliñado. Your handwriting's horribly untidy. Try a bit harder to make it legible. Tu caligrafía es increíblemente descuidada. Trata de hacerla legible. Incredibly untidy. Okay? I don't know how you manage always to look so untidy. No sé cómo haces para verte siempre tan descuidado. So this is the most important part, Paco. You have the meaning, But more important, you have one example. And why is it important, one example? Because when you see one sentence with the word that you need, and you have the meaning, and you have one sentence, one example, you understand better the meaning of the word. Okay? Entiendes mejor el significado. You understand better the meaning of the word, much better. Seeing one example. His place has been untidy since his wife left. Okay? Good. Perfect, Paco. So we are going to finish for today. I'm going to stop sharing. Just a second. And remember, later you are going to open the vocabulary video. The vocabulary video, you are going to see the 5 new words for today. Okay, so you open, watch the 5 new words for today, and then you can play the game again with these 5 new words. Okay, so Paco, I hope you liked this video. I hope it's not very long, no muy largo. I hope it's not very long. I think today is longer, but it's okay. Just relax. This is very good for you because you can do the exercises when you want or when you can, cuando puedas o cuando quieras, okay? When you want or when you can, and you can distribute the exercises in the moments that you can, okay? So good luck. You are very good, Paco. You can do it. We can do it together. And remember, short video about vocabulary. And then I'm going to see you next week. Okay? Very good. Bye bye, Paco.